Morning everyone, it's Tom here from TechNexus again, and thanks for joining me on today's video on creating a Plant3D project and customizing it. So before we get into actually doing any P&IDs, we want to set up our sheet for either for yourself or for the client. So what we want to do is, outside of the project manager, we don't need to open it through the project manager, we just open it through the normal AutoCAD open command. And I'm going to open up one of my A1s, so this is on my network, on my Z drive. I click open and I have my A1 sheet. So this one is already populated with some AutoCAD attributes. Now I don't want those because we're going to add fields from the Plant3D project itself. So I'm deleting the attributes, and I'm doing a save as on the file and saving it to a template. And on your system it may or may not switch to a different folder. On mine it does because it's the default settings. I'm going to push it back to live on my Z drive, and I'm going to call it TechNexus A1 P&ID template and click save. So I can give this a bit of a description, A1 P&ID template, and click OK. So now this is a template file living on my network, ready to have the fields inserted. So for this part of it, we type in field, and in the pull down there'll be a new entry that won't live in an AutoCAD session. So if you were to do the same field command in AutoCAD, you wouldn't see the project pull down. So now we can start grabbing some data from the project itself. So I've got the general data, so the project name is called YouTube Demo, the description is called YouTube Demo Project. So I'm going to put the project name down here in this bottom part of the title block, and I'm going to adjust these later, and I'm going to put in the project description, and I'm going to leave this empty for the time being until we actually create a P&ID. So I'm going to also put in the customer information, so client information, so the company name, and there's a primary contact here, so I can put that in here, but I'm not going to bother. And maybe look at the project data, so the address, state, postcode. So the city's in Perth, and also the state, and then let's throw in there the postcode, the project manager. No, we don't want any of that, and any other project information. So the name we've got, the description we've got, the project number, you can see it's populated, we don't really need it, we're not interested in it. The project version, don't need that, and we don't need the standard type. So there's nothing else in there that we'll need. Now to add the drawing number, so if you go to current drawing custom, and then we go to general, so you can see we can get the drawing number from our sheet when it's been placed. So that's taken from there. So current drawing custom, under general, so is there anything else we want in here? So the drawing number, the drawing name, you could throw in there. And the drawing title we can put there. Just move this down out of the way a little bit. And then the path we don't need, we already have that. The revision, that's going to live down here. And also the drawing area we can stick in there if we want. Okay. Now, to populate the revision, the date, the description, and the checked, we need to go back into the proj symbol style and add those in there. So we go right click on our project, go to project setup, and then we go to the drawing properties, and this is where we're going to add the new ones. So I'm going to add a new category called revision 1, and I'm going to add a new category called revision 2. So revision 1 has a new row, so we say rev1 number. So revision 1 number, rev1 date, revision 1 date, rev1 description, revision 1 description, rev1 checked, revision 1 checked. So I'll do the same for rev2. So rev2 number, revision 2 number, rev2 date, revision 2 date, rev2 description, revision 2 description, and rev2 checked, revision 2 checked. Okay, so we have our rev1, rev2 values for our title blocks. Click OK. So now we're going to place those fields inside our title block here. So we go back to the field command, current drawing custom, revision 1, the number. Do the same for revision 1 date. Do the same for description. And then do the same for checked for rev1. So now whenever we update the drawing properties, we will now get that information automatically populated. So before we even do anything with that, there's also a little bit of a trick to putting in blank values in here first as well. So description, okay, so it needs some information in there. So what happens is if you look at the properties of it, you need to give a blank value. So I'll just show you what that means. So if I save that DWT, and then I create a new P&ID, so I'm going to pick my DWT file, okay, and you can see here that we've got our information is coming through. So if I want to update those, you can see I can come in here and say that it's Rev A, issued today, so we'll say 16th of the 1st 2019. The description is issued for review and it's checked by me. So the drawing number as well, so we can copy that, paste it up here. The drawing area is 01, the author is me, and the description is P&ID 0001. And go OK. And then you'll see all of that information populates there as well. So I know in the past there used to be issues with these fields. They had to have a blank ASCII character in it. So if you're working in an older version of Plant3D, you might need to edit the field and do something like pressing a Alt and the number 255 to put a blank value in, because there used to be a bug with this, but this was a few releases old. So with this latest 2.19, it works fine, but again, just check that you might need to put in a blank value. But otherwise, that's our title block. So what I'm going to do is close this off, and I'm going to go back into my template file and then just tidy up the fields that are in there and make it all look nice and pretty, and then we'll create another new P&ID, and I'll show you about putting the frames in. So you can see there, I've gone through and tidied them up. I've got my main customer data here in red because I want this to be 5, so I'm sort of going back on the old rotating pen colors. The title block information is going to be in 3.5 in yellow, the drawing number revision in 5 in red, and then our revision information is going to be here in 2.5 and white. So what I can do now is close this DWT file, save it, and just to be neat, to remove these drawings, and then we're going to start again just on a new one. So remove those old ones. With some recent updates to Plant, you'll notice that there's a Plant3D Result now, so we can open up the project, and it's just basically it's moved those files from the P&ID folder into the recycle bin. So I'm going to go new drawing. So again, area is going to be 01, P&ID, type, and then 0001. So I'm going to switch to my template. You can hard code this in the project as well. So now we're going to use my template with the area, P&ID, and the number. Go OK. So you can see that it has populated some of the information, but again, to update some of these, we go into the drawing properties, and the drawing number is going to be 01 P&ID 0001. The title is just that, so I can say that it's P&ID 0001. The drawing area is in 01. The description, so again I'm just going to say that's P0001. The revision number is A. I'll leave the date blank because it hasn't been issued yet, and I'll say that it's issued for review, and go OK. So you do a regen all or REA, and then there you go. So you can see that as we populate information in here, that under the drawing properties it'll all appear on the sheets. Okay, so now I can start putting in my P&ID information. So I'm just going to switch to pip. And then start placing equipment as I would normally. So hopefully this has been some good information for you. And what we're going to do tomorrow is start diving into populating the actual P&IDs, and then going through things like the P&ID painter, and then maybe just a couple quick reports using Data Manager. We'll extract information, use Microsoft Excel to edit it, and then we'll bring that data back in. So thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, click the thumbs up button. If you didn't, click thumbs down. But please feel free to subscribe and click on the little bell icon to get daily notifications. Thanks for watching.